This is the Say It Can't Gamer, and you are live with the MMA-Holes!
Mixed Martial A-Holes! MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial a-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
Boom, 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 boom.
No way.
From the Queen Studios of New York, Part 2, motherfuckers. That's right, the MMA Holes Hour is back. Technical difficulties, but we are back in action for Part 2 of MMBA with the MMA
Holes again.
Yes, Part 2. Yeah, listen. This is Part 2 of our stream. The first stream, we had Karyn Wesch. Hopefully you got to hear most of that interview. We sorted through there and we saw that most of it got through.
Yes.
Link in the description of the other video, the first one, if you want to check out some more information. If you missed the interview, jump back on that one. But we will be doing the news on the second half of this shit show overnight. And it is wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful.
Listen, it wouldn't be live if there weren't technical difficulties every once in a while, right?
It happens. That's the beauty of live shows.
That's what
live
comes.
streaming.
It comes with the package.
Yeah. And the problem was OBS. Thank God OBS. So basically OBS is a free software that we use to stream on, and it's a glitchy son of a bitch.
It's a
very
freak of
glitchy.
nature, this thing.
Especially when you run a show like this. We have a lot of things going on at once, and if everything is not ready to roll, OBS doesn't like to play nicely. So that's why you see a lot of these other shows look like shit, sound like shit, don't have many graphics on there because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. We know what we're doing, but I'm just too lazy to check everything, and I didn't check everything properly, and now the show is going. So now we're good. It's not internet issues. It is OBS. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Yeah.
Now we can finally talk about this beautiful disaster at the NBA, Jesse.
The story they didn't hear.
Yes. so we can pretend. Let's just do it all over again,
All
right?
Here we go.
You thought you were going to get away with not hearing your music, Jesse.
Oh, yes.
But we're going to play it. All right, what's in the news? 3
NBA stars have been suspended after a Lakers-Rockets fight and alleged spitting. Lakers teammates Brandon Ingram and Rajon Rondo and Chris Paul of the Rockets were suspended without pay on Sunday for an on-court fight, with Paul taking the heaviest financial hit. Ingram was suspended 4 games. Rondo will sit out 3 games and Paul 2 games. The NBA handed down the punishments a day after the incident in the fourth quarter at Staples Center. The penalty was costliest to Paul, who has the highest salary of the trio, and was fined a total of $491,782. Paul is president of the NBA Players Association. He began serving a suspension Sunday night and wasn't at the arena when the Rockets lost to the Clippers 115-112. Rondo will be docked a total of $186,270, while Ingram's total is $158,816. This is according to CBS News courtesy, and ESPN did tweet out video of the entire brawl with the caption, "The Lakers and Rockets threw punches at Staples."
All right, let's go to the ESPN over here. Let's check it out. There's Odell Beckham. Yeah, he's just dancing. But all right, let's see what we got over here. No, let's go back because fuck me. All right, let's just play it from here. I want to get a little bit bigger for you guys, but we're going to have to look at it over here. Lakers versus Rockets, MMA in NBA.
Ingram was usually...
All right, let's mute that so we can actually watch this and not get flagged. And there they go. There they go, in the middle. They're off to the races, and it's broken up. But is it done, Jesse?
There's spitting involved.
There's spitting involved. So apparently spitting is what started this whole thing off. They're separated. Everything seems to be fine, right? They're in their respective corners. And there's a little pushing, some shoving. Chris Paul, LeBron James. You see Carmelo Anthony over there. What's the shaggy-haired guy's name? What the hell is that guy's name? Shaggy. Just a level over.
Raggy.
Raggy, that's his name? Raggy? Okay. Here's LeBron James doing a good job trying to calm people down. And there's Raggy. He's pissed. Rondo throws a punch. And that's it. Wait, what the fuck? That was it?
That was it. But did you see the brawl in the beginning?
Hold on a second. Oh, it's so goddamn small. Hold on. Let's see if we can do this. Whoops. I can't fucking get it bigger. All right, let's see. Let's go to ESPN's tweet over here. ESPN. It's probably like fucking a million tweets ago because ESPN tweets every 5 fucking seconds. Let's see. Let's get it. We got to get bigger. We need a bigger video of this. Football. That's right. The Giants are playing tonight, right? What happened with that game? I don't even fucking know. I should be paying attention, but I just completely gave up on them.
Giants lost.
Giants lost. All right, good. That's what we need. We need them to lose out the rest of the season. Giant fans,
I'll
unite.
check for you.
No, I don't think they lost if there's all these Beckham things. Where the fuck's the game? Here it is.
Giants lost.
Oh, good. Perfect.
12-20 against the Falcons.
Oh, is this the spit?
Oh, they're in the fourth quarter.
Oh, there's the spit, by the way.
They're in the fourth quarter. They're still losing.
Okay, good. I hope they lose. Here's the spit. So Rondo, hold on a second. Let's go back over here. He flinches. Where's the spit? Oh, yeah, a little spray. It was a little spray, Jesse.
Yeah.
A little spray. Paul's like, I don't like to be sprayed. Now I'm going to stick my finger in your eye. You know what? I can't blame him. What was that? What came out of his face? Yeah, but what came out of it? Wasn't even like a real spit. It was like a... What the fuck?
He spit in his face.
He did spit. Let's watch it. Yeah. You could barely see it. But yeah, a little spray came out of his mouth over here.
We're watching so closely.
What a piece of shit. You're good for me. You know what? I would shove my finger in his eye too. All right. Rondo cracks him with a left. Wow.
Head movement. Head movement.
Head movement.
Head movement. Head movement. Head movement.
Look at him go.
Head movement.
Oh, punches thrown. Some cheap shots. Unbelievable. Look at the guy coming in at the end. I'm not sure who this guy is, but watch his face as he's coming in. All right. No, stop. Oh, my God. Don't you think, now, here's some fighting in basketball. Don't you think it should be like hockey where they get a penalty box instead of getting thrown out of the game?
And suspended without pay.
Yeah, give him a fucking penalty. Now, here he comes. Oh, crack! This guy coming over the top with that long reach. Pow! I don't even know if he hit anybody. Who was he punching?
He was going after Baldy.
How the fuck did he miss that punch? Hold on, let's see. Who was he? He completely misses. Was that? What is this? You can tell that these guys don't fight. These aren't fighters, right?
Right.
Is that what's happening here? Oh my God. Yeah, they should be a penalty box. Let me know in the chat if you think there should be a penalty box for NBA. Let them fight, right? But maybe don't let them fight because not one has landed a shot. The only one that kind of got a clean shot was Rondo. Rondo hit him on the button. There he goes. What do you mean I can't spit in your face? What? Pow! Jesse, what do you think about that left?
I think it's fantastic.
It's a nice left he had, right?
So great.
Let's see that again. Crack! Holy shit. So if you're jumping in, there was a little bit of a brawl. It wasn't the Malice in the Palace. Like, that was the shit right there. I'm a Piston fan, so of course I'm going to lean towards Malice in the Palace. But against the Pacers, Pistons versus Pacers, did you ever see that?
No.
The brawl? I'll show it to you after the stream. It was quite amusing. Ron Artest was involved. He had Ben Wallace, and it was just literally mayhem.
Yeah.
Going into the crowd, just people throwing punches. Ridiculous stuff over there. What do you think now? It seems like Khabib jumps over the fence, and everyone's swinging, and there's a big brawl after UFC 229. Then you have this shortly afterwards.
Yeah.
Do you think that's because of Khabib?
Yes.
Do you think it's because of Conor McGregor throwing the fucking hand truck?
100%. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Now people in sports think they can do anything.
They're inspired.
Yeah.
They're like, let's just fucking have a brawl for the hell of
They
it.
look at it and they're like, I like that.
What would you have done if someone in your face? Not that quite a spit.
I would have done the
spray.
same thing.
Would you?
I would have fucking socked his ass. You
But
don't fucking spit in my face.
If you notice, Chris Paul put his finger and just kind of like, oh, good, like right in his
No,
eye.
I was trying to eye poke him.
Like, is that your first response?
No, my first response was, whoppa!
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Not
what
over a
the
mic.
coochie coo was.
But
And then he kind of pokes him in the eye a little bit, like a little goochie coo.
you're making me nervous doing that.
And then Rondo just comes over to the left.
Yeah.
Do you think Rondo was right?
Rondo would have been, if I were the one doing the Gucci Goo, you would have been my Rondo. Coming over my shoulder with the fucking...
Nah. That was kind of gay, right? That was kind of a gay interaction over here. These are big guys, right? These are big athletes.
Hey,
and this is how the fight... I mean, Rondo probably the best punch, right? He kind of shoves him off. He's like, you motherfucker. Walla, boom! And there they go. They're off. They're off to the races.
Here comes Rondo.
I mean, not anything really lands. Chris Paul clearly, I mean, he's getting held back, but nothing's really. And then this guy comes over the top, just completely misses. What the fuck? What is going on here? Unbelievable. I don't think anyone should get suspended, really. I mean, the only one that should is Rondo. He spit and he he technically threw the first punch.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, the eye pokey thing. I guess that's not nice, but.
Right.
What do you think in the chat about basketball? The NBA, that whole experience over here, Rockets versus Lakers. A little bit. I don't even. Can you call that a brawl?
Yeah. Yeah, if it takes people to break it up.
I watch hockey, right? I enjoy hockey. I've played hockey. I've broken many bones playing hockey. And I've gone to a lot of fights playing hockey, right? I've punched helmets like a dopey white person. That's like the dumbest thing in hockey.
Yeah.
Like you get so fired up, you drop the gloves and you start punching a helmet. And you're like, why is this idiot punching a helmet? And I never understood it when I was a kid watching the sport. But then I started playing it and I found myself punching helmets. I don't know why. We're kind of dumb hockey players. It's really stupid. But at least they fight. You know, like I think every sport should have fighting and then a penalty box.
Right.
You know, play shorthanded.
Sure.
What do you think in the chat?
I think everyone would get into fights.
Now, football, it would be tough, right? Football would be tough to do that.
Why?
Because, I mean, they got all this equipment and the shoulder pads are so big. Like, hockey players have big shoulder pads, but you can kind of move. Well, I guess you could throw a punch in football, right? So, yeah, take the fucking helmet off and go at it. Yeah, let it. You think? But how do you do a penalty? I think football would be the toughest one to do it. There's so many players. You can't really play shorthanded in football. It just wouldn't work. You know?
We'll do it like hockey. If there's two people fighting, the rest of the team doesn't really jump in. They just let them go at it. They would have to learn.
Everyone's got to stand on the side and let them
go.
They'd
have to learn to not get involved. Just let them go at it.
What about if they threw swords on the field and let them fenced it out? You know?
What about hammers?
Or hammers? Yeah, that would work.
Pound
Crack the helmet open, then drop the hammer and start throwing punches. All right, let us know in the chat what you think. What do you think?
Deathstroke OG says this was great for the sport regardless. Roberto Hernandez says too much money for them to fight. LOL. Vlad says they're black. It's in their nature. I think they should let it go.
Wonderful.
Jay Smith says football players are idiots because they punch each other's helmets.
Yeah, they do that. But they do that in hockey too. They do. They punch the helmet. In football, it's difficult. You got those giant fucking grills over there. You can't get a punch through that grill. In hockey, you have the visor, but it's plastic, so it can kind of bend a little bit. It can give. I've seen guys break their knuckles on helmets. It's like, what are you doing? It's so ridiculous. But when you're fired up, you want to beat someone up. You don't care. You just start throwing punches for no reason. I don't know. Football, I think it would be tough though. Those giant helmets, you know.
Fuck that! I'd rip someone's helmet off.
But then you try to pull the helmet off and you see their head jerking all over the place. And maybe they should have like a tugging contest.
That's the best part, when their head's jerking all over the place. Like there's something satisfying in physical harm.
Usually within mixed martial arts, when people fight, right, in a cage, competitively, usually it's resolved, except for a McGregor Khabib. That was an exception to the rule. But usually they get it all out of their system and it's over with. They usually hug, they give a kiss on the neck after the fight.
I would hold grudges.
Thank you for beating the fuck out of me.
I would hold grudges.
No, you wouldn't.
I would. You know why? If you hold grudges, if you're known as that fighter, that holds the grudges, right? Then it's like a natural instinct for all the rest of the fighters, even if they're not intimidated by you, even if they're not scared of you, if they're willing to fight, blah, blah, blah. There's something in their head that says this person holds a grudge. Like they just know. So whether they win or lose, I'm still going to hate you, so why try? It's that kind of mentality. So fighters are going to be fighters. They're going to fight hard no matter what, right? They don't give a fuck. But if you keep that in the back, it's kind of like the Conor McGregor effect, only the complete opposite. He gets humbled. I would hold a grudge.
Well, I mean, in all of Conor's other fights, he talked crazy shit on the way. Maybe not as extreme as the Khabib stuff. Definitely not as extreme as the Khabib stuff. But he talked crazy shit like the Aldo stuff and super mutual respect. But granted, he won each fight.
Yeah.
But the Nate Diaz fight, when he lost,
I would win each fight.
And he got choked out. More respect again. He was humbled by that. It seems like, you know, that is the approach of most athletes, you know, when they fight. So you're saying you would just hold a grudge?
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
It's
You're full
fun
of shit.
and
Have you
entertaining.
ever gotten into a street fight? Like, we used to, when I was a kid,
Yeah, I've
we
gotten
would get
into
into
a street fight.
bar fights. Like,
Yeah.
that was the thing, the bar fight.
Right.
Everyone would get into a bar fight.
Yeah.
But I've been in fights where, like, everyone just is brawling, and bar fights is so sloppy. It's not like mixed martial arts or any of that bullshit. It's just dopey people swinging overhand rights, usually missing, like, the basketball players were, or just grabbing and pulling or rolling around on the floor, stupid shit like that. But I've been in fights where it's gone on so long that everyone's just kind of like, all right, we're done. Cool. Good times. And just moved on.
I can't say I've ever been in a fight like that.
Yeah, I've been in them.
I've been in fights where we got pulled
This is stalemate.
apart.
This is stalemate.
but-
What are you gonna do? Kill each other? You know? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, in certain situations,
In
yes.
in situations, well, I don't know about you, but in Arizona, you kill each other.
Yeah, I've been
You
in
pull
bar
out a
fights where
fucking butterfly
I've
knife.
literally shared a drink with the person I was fighting.
Yeah.
Like, no joke. And just tossed one back.
You must be so proud.
It was funny. It was funny because guys are like that. You
Yeah.
know. Let me know in the chat if you've ever had an experience like that where you got into like a fight and then afterwards, next thing you know, you're fucking having a drink with the guy afterwards. Like, oh, well, that was a good scrap. You know, it's
You
been
know,
crazy.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't share a drink.
No.
No, oh fuck no, I'd pull out a Glock on him.
Well, I mean, it depends what you're fighting about. If you're in a bar and someone bumps into you, you just start
Pull out
throwing
a
hands.
Glock on him.
You know, it gets funny after a while.
If someone bumps into you,
You pull a Glock.
if you get angry that someone bumped in, well, first of all, I wouldn't get angry if someone bumped into me.
No?
No, that's retarded. Why would you get angry because someone bumped into you?
Well, at the end of the night, you don't get any pussy. That's what guys do. You know, guys go to a bar, right? And at the end of the night, if they don't want to go honking, what they do is they'll bump into some fucking guy, like knock his drink out of his hand, and just
Yeah.
start fighting with him. That's, I mean, I'm just speaking for New York guys.
We're gonna go to a bar this
No,
weekend,
I'm not doing that shit anymore.
and I'm gonna knock some guy's drink, and then I'm gonna point to you. I'm gonna look at
Well,
him,
you know
and I'm
what's
gonna be
funny?
like,
Usually it's the girl, though. Usually the girl starts. Usually it's over a girl. you
"Oh
know?
no, I'm not gonna make this fight over me. I'm gonna just go up to some random guy and knock his drink out of his hand when he's not
You do
looking,
that?
and then be like,
Well, you wouldn't be the first girl that did that. All right, let me know in the chat what you think as we talk about some stories. This is the second stream. The first one, well, that fell apart.
Yeah.
And we are going to go through the MMA news, speaking about a little bit of the basketball stuff. We thought it was interesting watching these guys try to throw punches, and it just was really bizarre how this went down. What's going on in that chat?
women will never rise as a gender because they hate one another," says Jay Smooth. It's the truth. Vlad says, "Laughing my ass off, shook." Michael Insolin says, "I was always the peacemaker." Almond Bro 74 is laughing at Jay. Ben Franco G says, "Girls will start fights for their boyfriends."
Ben, it is so fucking true. I couldn't even tell you.
No,
Majority
in
of
all
fights,
seriousness,
so true.
No, in all seriousness, as much as I like fuck around about saying I would point to you and stuff, I don't think that's. I think it's. First of all, if you bring a woman to a bar, I mean, chances are she's probably gonna want to get shit faced. It's just how she is. You know, like women are like that. Like women,
What?
yeah, they don't want to drink when you first go, but if you put a couple in them, they're not gonna stop drinking. They'll just
No,
keep
that's
drinking.
you, Jesse. That's not. You're speaking on behalf of all women, but
No, that's me and like 90% of the friends I hung out with.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe some women aren't like that, but not all women want to just start a fight. Not all women want to be protected, right? Like they don't want to go up to somebody and start talking and then get you all riled up. Like I wouldn't want to go up to someone, start talking, get you all riled up, and then start a fight. That's the last thing I'd want. If anything, women don't want their guy to get in a fight because they don't want him to get hurt.
But you're probably like one of those girls that will throw a punch at a guy, right?
Fuck yeah, I would.
Okay, so
the fuck?
let me tell you.
First of all,
let me
and
tell you why
if
that's
a guy
wrong.
was throwing a punch at you for no reason, fuck yeah, I would get involved.
You don't do that. So
I
first,
would get
there's two-
involved.
First, this is the
The
thing.
fuck?
As a female, never throw a punch at a guy.
As a female,
As a
where
female.
the fuck are you going with this?
Never throw a punch at a guy when you're out in public. Let the guy throw the
I
punch.
have thrown a punch at a guy. I've told you about this.
Yeah, I know, but don't do that.
But I've
Because
done
you're
it.
automatically
I've gotten
saying-
into a fight with a
and
guy.
then the guy that you're with is going to be like, "Oh, thank you. Here we go." You know? It's like, hold
well,
my
then
drink.
I would send you out. I'd say, get the fuck out of here. And then I would.
So when this guy's beating your face into the floor, what am I supposed to do? Just stand there?
The last guy didn't beat my face into the floor.
Yeah, but that's in Arizona. It's a bunch of pussies over there.
A bunch of pussies who fucking carry guns
Yeah.
on their hips.
That's what I'm saying. They got to carry guns. They're pussies. They don't know how to fight, so they got to carry a gun.
He didn't pull a fucking gun on me.
Yeah.
That makes him a pussy?
He should have pistol whipped you.
What the fuck?
All right, let's see what the chat says. We'll move on from this ridiculousness.
Jesse, in New York, women get knocked out by men on a regular. Gender equality, JBH. Remember that? Kainoto 74 says, when we're drunk, we let out the person that we hide every day. That's why most people are cool and peaceful. Steve Johnson says, Jay Smooth, that's why you find one that's got low self-esteem and lock her up in the kitchen and build her back up one sandwich at a time. Roberto Hernandez
Wonderful.
says, nowadays, a lot of cowards and no more fights. They shoot you. Vlad says, fake news. King Your Mother's Ring says, nah, men take it too much these days, Chris. LOL.
Wait, not what? Men
take it too much these days.
Yeah, I don't know. Take what too much? Cock? What are we talking? What are they taking? What, abuse? I don't know. Anyway, let me know in the chat what you think about women starting fights and us having to clean up the garbage. What else do we have in the news, JBH?
Challenge accepted. According to BJPenn.com, Anderson Silva agrees to fight Conor McGregor at a catchweight. In the lead up to his highly anticipated octagon return against Khabib at UFC 229, Conor McGregor stated that he would be interested in a future fight with former middleweight kingpin Anderson Silva. He said, quote, you know what would be another great? Anderson Silva. This was Conor McGregor to ESPN. He continued saying, I would be interested.
One on one shoulder.
Oh, Vlad's coming in.
On the other shoulder.
The donation.
I need a fucking army to come take them belts off me.
A wise man once said, step up like a man, get treated like a man. JBH handing out fades to fags. Lol. We're in 2018. Any woman who swings at me is going to get a heavy dose of equality.
Thank you. You know what? I tell you this all the time. I say if a woman swings at you, you have every right to hit back. Every right.
Have you ever been knocked out?
No, I can't say I have.
All right. So, I mean...
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing.
If I was, I don't remember.
All right, well, yeah, I guess you wouldn't remember. I mean, and if you have been knocked out, chances are you don't feel it, right?
Right.
So, I agree with this, and I've said this before. I've been in a mosh pit before, and I hit a girl by accident.
Yeah.
I had long, flowy hair in the mosh pit, and I was fucking swinging my arms around like an idiot, and I cracked this girl, and she went boom on the floor. And as I pushed my hair to the side, I looked down, and I'm like, oh, fuck, it's a girl. Went to go help her up, and then bang! I just got fucking blindsided right to the floor, just cracked on my ass. Like, what the fuck was that? And they're like, don't you fucking do it. Like, screaming at me. I'm like, I didn't do it on purpose. What is she even doing here in the first place? You know? What the fuck is she doing in the pit? She deserves to be on the floor. You know? And I was going to help her up, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
She could take a good
clearly
punch.
didn't see that.
But, yeah, and I got fucking blindsided. That was great. But, I don't know. If a girl comes up to me and hits me, I would probably shove them. I would probably restrain them. If they had a weapon, then maybe I would hit them. But I don't it would take a lot for me
maybe you would. Is that even a question?
It would take a lot for me to just cold cock a girl. It would take a lot. I would restrain. I mean, here's the thing. Unless they're fucking 400 pounds.
Say I sucker punched you right now. What would you do?
I would take it like a man because you hit like a girl.
You are so full of shit. You would totally hit back.
No, I would restrain you. I wouldn't hit you. I wouldn't punch you.
I would expect you to fucking hit back.
No, I wouldn't. Here's the thing. I wouldn't punch a girl. I would not just ball up and just fucking go at you. I wouldn't do that. Now, you could punch me right now and we could test that theory. But I wouldn't do that. Let me know in the chat. And realistically, if a girl is attacking you, right? If there's a weapon, fair game.
You can hit a girl, Roberto. You can hit a girl.
No, but here's the thing.
Listen to me. Listen to me. All the men in the chat, listen to me right now. I am a fucking female and I can tell you this.
No, Chris Cyborg.
If she hits you with malicious intent, which why else would she be fucking hitting you? Hit her back.
Mm-hmm.
Hit her fucking back. Do not let her get away with that, because what's she going to do? Oh, I got away with it. I'll do it again.
Do you realize what you're saying right now? Now, every guy in this chat is going to go to a bar.
Women can't jump around like, oh, I want gender equality. Treat me like you treat that. No, if you want to be treated like a fucking man, get hit like a fucking man.
You're telling these nut jobs to go to a bar and be like, malicious intent.
Women do it.
They could feel fear. Like if a girl, like say if I go to dance with you.
Out of your mind.
Right? If I go to dance with you and a girl like shoves me, get away from me. Malicious intent. That's what I would do then. That's what you're telling me.
I would want you to.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. Let's stay away from the bedroom. Stop that.
Knock the women out of the world.
No bedroom stories. No, you don't hit it. You don't punch a girl. What do you get at a punch? Now, if it's a Chris Cyborg, yeah, you fucking you go for it. If the girl's bigger than you,
this is what's wrong with the world. This is what's wrong with the world. You're scared to hit a fucking girl. Why can't you
just fucking hold him and be like, what are you doing? What are you? Stop.
What if she's bigger than you? What if she's twice your size?
If she's twice your size and she has more muscle, sure. If she could sit on you and crush you,
fucking hit her.
Fear for your life, sure. But majority of guys.
My mom if
I'm gonna
she heard
punch your mom
this,
square between the eyes.
my mom is pure Mexican. That's what happens.
Jesse endorsed the domestic violence.
It's not in domestic violence. That's the thing. How come a woman can be like, can call fucking rape, even if you didn't touch her, can go rape, bam. It's okay. But then you can't go abuse, bam. And then you end up in jail.
So,
why is that okay?
Listen, I don't know where you're going with that. Rape is a whole different story.
No, I'm saying as a theory, like she could call out some sort of excuse and then hit you, right?
Okay.
But you call out an excuse and hit her, you end up in jail.
Why should any man punch a girl? Like, why?
If she's laying her hands on you,
So we
if
restrain
she's
him.
physically harming you,
Yeah.
she's putting you in danger. Why wouldn't you want to protect yourself?
The only way a woman's going to put me in danger is if they try to marry me.
Women are capable of far more than you think they are.
No, but I'm saying
I'm just
if
gonna
they have a
put
weapon,
that out there.
or if they're a Ronda Rousey, perhaps. But I think I could knock out Ronda
It's only a
Rousey.
matter of time.
What do you think of the chat of this dysfunctional conversation going on right now?
Jay Smith says, Fredo, please timestamp this endorsement. Steve Johnson's laughing in the chat. Almabro74 says, wonderful, wonderful. Jay Smooth says, women deserve to get beaten up. Well, coming from Jay Smooth, I mean, no shocker there. Mike Hunt says, Cyborg punches girls. Michael Anzalone says, so Anderson versus Conor, the MMA-Holes, JBH. Vlad says, JBH for Congress 2020. Ben Franco G says, women are master manipulators.
Could you imagine
It's the truth.
if the argument was the other way right now? Could you imagine, like, if I was on your side and you were on my side? I'm like, why can't guys just punch girls in the face?
But then
could you
I would be
imagine-
considered, I would be called the
That's why I wouldn't punch
feminist,
But that's why I
like-
wouldn't punch a girl. There you go. That's why I wouldn't punch a girl. It's
But
not
you know what? The fact that a female is saying it
Yeah.
goes to show that it is acceptable if you need to defend yourself.
Listen,
It is acceptable.
it's bad enough you girls are allowed to vote, for God's sakes. You know? Now we're going to punch you? You got what you wanted.
Listen, you got to do what you got to do.
I'm not going to punch you. All right. Let's talk about this over here. This is ridiculous.
ready?
This is, hold on. Before
Yeah.
you even go into this, right? This is the most asinine thing I've ever seen. Anderson Silva versus Conor McGregor. I don't understand this. And what are they going to catch weight at what? 175, 180? What?
It doesn't say here. Yeah, there's no number. Oh, 180. He said, I think 180 is good for me. This was Anderson Silva. He said, I think 180 is good for me.
Conor can't even hit 170. How is this? Like, and the funny part about this story is, like, Conor's like, yeah, let's go. You know, let's do it. I think Conor's like that because he knows there's no way this fight's going to happen. Anderson Silva versus Conor McGregor seems like it could possibly be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Really, like stupid.
180?
Stupid. Well, Conor's not hitting 180 unless he does a cycle of
think he
steroids
can.
or eats a bunch of cake and shit. Like, what is he gonna do?
He can build.
He could barely hit 170.
But
I don't
he
think
hit
he's
it.
gonna. And
Dedication.
even if he does,
Hard work.
even if he does hit 180, say if he can get himself up to 180, pile up the muscle again, or just get fat and hit 180. Anderson Silva is way bigger than him, and it just makes no sense. Like, why would he even? Why would he even do it? Why would I understand why Anderson Silva would do it? He's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna be able to fuck up this little Irish guy. You know, I'm on the tail end of my career. I'm gonna fuck him up. Why would Conor do it?
Well,
Why would he do it? Makes no sense.
you
What do you
wanna
think in
know
the
what
chat?
Conor had to say?
Huh?
Conor said, I would be interested in an Anderson Silva bout. I swear to God, Anderson is a legend in the game. What's the difference between him and GSP? Same damn thing. I'm going to do fights that interest me or have meaning.
Oh my God, Conor, what are you doing? What are you doing, Conor? Like, I think he's just throwing it out there knowing it's never going to happen. Just so it looks like he doesn't back down. He's not backing down to the challenge.
Yeah.
But why would Conor ever step in a cage with one Anderson Silva and GSP? Why? I understand why the other two would do it. I don't understand why Conor would do it. This is fake news. Conor McGregor's just saying, yeah, let me just sip on my proper 12. I'm never going to get in the cage with them, but I'm just going to tell the press that I am. And I'm going to tell Dana, listen, buddy, I'm not stepping in the cage with those two motherfuckers. I'm not doing it. No, he's not doing it. He's not doing it. 20
right.
likes.
20 likes, I've got fucking 20 likes, 20 likes, 20 likes, I've got fucking 20 likes, 20 likes, 20 likes, I've got fucking 20 likes. I hope the dislikes sky of leprosy.
All right. Chat room, what do you got to say?
Steve Johnson says Anderson has American black man amount of children, like 23 or something. Mike Hunt says Anderson would murder Conor. Bout Paper says Conor versus Anderson is never going to happen. Steve Johnson says he needs more children raising money. Hammercase says noodle legs ain't what he used to be. 20 likes says Sean Hart. Real says I need JBH eyes to fap before sleep. Michael Anzalone says to Jay Smooth, catch weight, does that mean Conor will be at 155 and Silva at 170?
No. Let me know in the chat if anyone thinks that Conor would beat Anderson Silva or GSP. I'm going to say, yeah. I mean, no.
GSP? You don't think it would beat GSP?
No, I don't.
Really?
0% chance he beats either of those two guys, which is more of a reason why he'll never step in the cage with them. Now, Khabib, listen, Conor in his deranged mind probably was like, I'm better on the feet. I'm going to be able to pull this off. And us Conor fans like, yeah, fuck it. Let's go with this one. If he wins, we look fantastic. If he loses, he lost to a guy that's undefeated.
Right.
So it's not, either way, we win,
right.
you know? But when it comes to GSP, when it comes to Anderson Silva, I just see mutilation in another level. I see something that's it's just not even competitive, honestly. Even though Anderson Silva's at the tail end of his career, the guy is still Anderson Silva, you know? The guy is still, he's even on the ground. The guy could turn Conor into a pretzel, you got to think, with that size. And I don't know, man. I just can't, it doesn't make any sense to me. All right, what else do we have in the news?
What's in the news? Dustin Poirier details a crazy UFC 230 negotiations with a hard-to-deal-with Nate Diaz. This is according to MMA Mania. Dustin Poirier's matchup with Nate Diaz at UFC 230 was doomed from the beginning. Before Diamond was injured and removed from his co-main event scrap with Diaz at UFC 230 on November 3rd from New York City, Diaz revealed that he might not even fight on the card. It was a confusing situation that UFC President Dana White didn't want to handle. As UFC scrambled to find a main event for UFC 230, Poirier and Diaz had their lightweight bout changed a few times over. From rumors of a 165-pound title fight to a proposed 5-round lightweight affair, few knew how the co-main event was going to play out. Quote, and this is from Poirier, we don't even have enough time to talk about all the times it was changed. The fight was on, it was off. It was just crazy. There was a lot of crazy stuff going on. Poirier, who is projected to miss the next 3 weeks to recover from his nagging hip injury, went into detail about the various negotiations and how Diaz wasn't an easy party to deal with. He said, quote, they wanted to switch it to 5 rounds, man. It was just so messed up, dude. Nate was being hard to deal with, I believe. Every weight class they offered at 155 and he wanted 160, and I agreed to that. He kind of negotiated himself out of a main event spot. They offered us a main event. I accepted. Nate over-negotiated. They lost the main event. It was just back-to-back days of him trying to have his way, honestly. The 29-year-old fighter also caught a lot of backlash from the MMA community after removing himself from UFC 230.
Crazy negotiations between these two over here. Talking shit on social media. Dustin Poirier posted something on Twitter showing the nutty fans what they wrote over there. Actually, you know what? Let's go to Dustin Poirier real quick. We have a lot of stories to get to tonight. We're going to blast through them. If you're just jumping in now, the first stream fell apart because of OBS issues, but everything is back up and going, and we're doing the news. So the first video, you can go check Karyn Wesch out from Premier FC if you want to learn about Premier FC number 27. That's happening November 10th. You can go over there. But let's see if I can go over. What the fuck? Where the hell is it? Did he take it down? This motherfucker. It's like I got to screenshot shit when people post stuff because, I took it down. Fuck. He posted something that a crazy fan, I must have DM'd him, and he probably felt bad, and, I took it down. Son of a bitch. I mean, it just goes to show you, like, if I get fucking ridiculous shit sent to me, like ridiculous things, and I'm on such a small scale over here on YouTube, and I can only imagine what guys like Dustin Poirier get. This guy's like giving him life advice. And it's just crazy stuff. I wish you didn't take it down. All right. Anyway, what else do we have in the news over here, JVH?
According to MMA Mania, Daniel Cormier is not worried about the UFC handing Lesnar to fight to John Jones, or handing the Lesnar fight to John Jones. Daniel Cormier is taking a risk by defending his UFC heavyweight title opposite Derek Lewis at UFC 230 on November 3rd in New York City. Not only is the Black Beast one of the best knockout artists the heavyweight division has to offer, but Cormier is putting his future super fight with WWE star Brock Lesnar in harm's way. Because if Lewis is able to upset DC in New York City, then a bout with Lesnar Lesnar is essentially old news for Cormier. What could make matters worse for Cormier is the fact that his nemesis Jon Jones is scheduled to make his long-awaited Octagon return at UFC 232 on December 29th against Alexander Gustafsson for the light heavyweight title, which Cormier currently holds. Considering Jones has already been linked to a super fight with Lesnar, a victory over Gustafsson at 232 could present the promotion with an opportunity to replace Cormier with Bones. While Jones versus Lesnar would presumably do better pay-per-view numbers than Cormier versus Lesnar, DC isn't worried that his fiercest rival will take his spot in what expects to be one of the biggest fights of 2019.
There you go. Now, if you are listening on Podbean or iTunes, you're not going to be able to see the picture that we have over here, but it's Brock Lesnar giving Daniel Cormier what looks to be a breast exam. What is this picture of over here, Jesse?
That is at UFC 220. What was that? 226, I think it was.
It looks like he's checking for lumps. I think that's what's happening in this picture. Brock Lesnar, he smiles. Joe Rogan in the background is like, yes, is it cancer? Is it not cancerous? We got to find out. And Brock Lesnar is feeling up Daniel Cormier after he beats Stipe Miocic. And I got to say this, I'd rather see Jon Jones versus Brock Lesnar. I'd rather see that fight than DC Brock. I want to see the two Juice Boys in the cage together. I think that'd be a lot of fun. That's what I would go for. So we'll find out shortly. He's got to get past the Black Beast, Jesse.
Bum, bum, bum.
The Black Beast. What else do we have in the news?
According to MMA Fighting, Chris Cyborg wants to train the Cash Me Outside teen Danielle Bergoli. Oh, yes. This is very true. Danielle Bergoli, better known by her rapping Sorba Bad Baby, but best known as the girl who became an internet meme for yelling, "Cash me outside, how about that?" on an episode of Dr. Phil.
How about that?
She recently befriended UFC women's featherweight champ Chris Cyborg, even having Cyborg make an appearance in her latest music video. But their friendship won't stop there. According to Cyborg, Bad Baby will soon be able to throw down for real if someone catches her outside because she intends to train the young rapper in mixed martial arts. Chris Cyborg said, quote, "I invited her to go to my gym too. I would like to train her, show some disciplines of mixed martial arts, and show my work for her. I think it's a great opportunity. I invited her to come, and she's going to come to the gym, and I will show a little bit about mixed martial arts. She says she really likes street fights. The first day I met her, she said, I don't like gloves, I like street fights. So I'm going to show a little bit about mixed martial arts for her. Soon we're going to train together, and I think mixed martial arts teaches kids discipline.
Oh, God.
I think you learn a lot. When I started training, I learned a lot, respect. I think you learn a lot of things, and kids should learn mixed martial arts for discipline."
I just got to say about that. I got to say, catch me outside about that. Chris Cyborg training the Catch Me Outside girl. Catch me outside about that.
Here's the thing. I know it's completely ridiculous, and it's probably a publicity stunt on both parts.
Oh, it is. I mean,
but if you think about it, this girl, if you've ever seen her, now I've seen a couple episodes of this Dr. Phil thing when she was huge. This girl is severely undisciplined. I think she's
full of shit, this girl. That's what I think.
She is like, if I ever had a child like her, I'd off myself.
I would
fucking off myself if my kid ended up like her.
I don't think she's real.
I think she is.
I've seen her multiple times, right? I've studied her. And then I watched that she went back to this Dr. Phil guy, and they sent her away, and she's all rebelling. And like, you can't treat me like that. This is not how it goes. I don't like you. I don't have to listen to my mom. I don't have to listen to anybody, motherfucker. Like, she's like all weird and
she's
ghetto and shit. Yeah. But I don't buy it. I think she's a fucking fraud. I think this is fake news. I think that this is an act. I think that they have this girl that's an intelligent girl, and they're like, can you act like a retard? Can you act like a complete retard for us? It's going to be fantastic ratings. And now, how long ago was Catch Me Outside? That was years ago.
Years.
And now she's still relevant, and Chris Cyborg is training her? And she's got a rap video? I don't believe it.
She's a musician, a YouTuber. Like, she's got all sorts of shit, this girl. But if she is as undisciplined as she comes across, I think Cyborg training her would be the best fucking thing for her. Because Cyborg's going to go hard in the gym.
I don't believe it. Let me know in the chat, do you believe this? I mean, I honestly think this is completely fake. And if anyone buys this bullshit, then you are a faggot.
Faggot.
Let's see what happens in the chat, what they think.
Hammer K says, it sounded like Nate Diaz voice. King Your Mother's Ring says, Chris knows. LOL. I'm
That's
with
right.
Moss, says Van Shipman. Yes, Moss. Amen, says Sean Hart. She has a lot of views with her music, says Vito Garcia. Jay Smith says she's going to get murdered before she turns 18. Almond Bro 74 says, this is what rap is now. Laughing in the chat. Boob Job, says Cocoa Butt. Jay Smooth says, don't worry, she will die soon. Now and later says Cyborg should spank her and her mom.
If someone said to you that, Jesse, when the Catch Me Outside girl was going on, right? If someone say, hey, listen, X amount of years down the road, Chris Cyborg's going to be training her. And she's going to have like a hit rap song, this girl.
Yeah.
Would you believe it?
No, not at all. Not one fucking bit.
Would you jump into the Mike Tyson time machine and try
Yes, I try to stop
place
it.
a bet or
I'd
stop
be
it?
like, no, Chris, no.
Oh, my God. What else do we have in the news on the MMA-Holes.com?
John Jones, according to MMA Fighting, the amount of steroids found in his system after UFC 214 was like a, quote, pinch of salt, end quote, in a swimming pool. John Jones wants everyone to know that banned substances or not, he's no cheater. On 2 separate occasions in the past few years, Jones has received suspensions from the United States Anti-Doping Agency as a result of positive drug tests announced in July 2016 and August 2017. These incidents have left an inedible stain on one of the most successful MMA careers of all time. In both instances, Jones and his team argued that now 31-year-old fighter was the victim of tainted supplements. He was stripped for an interim light heavyweight title after the first violation and handed a 1-year suspension, and then saw a light heavyweight title win over Daniel Cormier overturned to a no contest and a 15-month suspension dealt to him for the second violation. The latter case was determined by an independent arbitrator who found that John Jones was not intentionally cheating in the case, per a statement from the USADA CEO Travis T. Tigert, issued in September. However, skepticism abounds over the legitimacy of the tainted supplement defense. In the second case, Jones's team was not able to provide a clear explanation for how the banned substances ended up in the fighter's system and how much the failed tests affect his legacy. During a recent appearance on the Jackson Wink Associated show, Jones defended himself against critics by pointing out that whatever the reason for his failed drug tests, any steroids he may have ingested would have had no effect on his actual performances.
Well, you know what? I think what happened was he was eating Alistair Overeem Fruit Loops, and it just didn't work out well for him. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was, who cares? I mean, the thing is, he got caught.
Yeah.
You know, he got caught multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hopefully he can just clean it up, just follow whatever the fuck rules that are in place,
Right.
and go amongst his business. Was he 31 years old now?
Yes.
31 years old. The guy still, I guarantee he's going to come back on fire.
Yeah.
I don't know if he is going to, like, the first fight is going to be vintage John Jones. I think he's going to have to, you know, get a little, you know.
I agree. I think he'll come back. He'll still be good. For 100%, he'll still be good. I think he'll just come back like just lackluster of something. It'll be something that he's kind of missing that he used to have. But I'm sure he'll get it back.
I'm with Cocoa Butt, though. He says legalize everything. Why not, right? Why not just fucking let these guys do whatever the fuck drugs they want to do?
That's a whole other debate.
Let them do it. And if you don't want to do it, if you don't want to do these drugs, then you don't compete. Just get a real job.
Yeah.
Don't be a fighter then. Let these guys become fucking gorilla juice heads. Let's watch these guys just completely bend each other over and just force needles in each other's asses and beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah.
Because realistically, it's about fighting, right? Who cares if they're juiced up? If you're at a bar, do you test the guy before you fucking throw a punch at him? No, you don't test him. You
Yeah,
don't
I
give
say
him a
pee in this cup real quick. Wait, he's about to throw a punch. I'm like, wait a minute.
It's a fight.
Wait a minute. Just can you just pee in this real quick?
Pee in this before we can have a legit,
Put a little test strip in there.
proper bar fight. No, you don't do that.
Okay, we're good.
I don't know. I mean, what kind of example if they're all on steroids and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I say if it's any of this growth hormone shit, let them do it. I mean, maybe they should just like ban like one thing. You know, whatever makes your dick shrink, whatever that is, ban that. Because why do you want to have your dick
There's so many
shrink?
forms of steroids now, though, that you know, how do you determine what they should and should not be able to take? You
Let
can't
them
just
just
say
do it.
no. You can't just say take anything. You know.
Well, what about Bellator? What they do over there? They don't
Well,
have
they
USADA.
don't-
They don't have USADA. They're very
Yeah.
loose with their testing, right? But they do test. Because our friends got, I don't know how that happened. Blair Tugman.
Blair Tugman.
Yeah, he all of a sudden he got
Popped
popped for steroids.
positive.
So I mean, I don't know how he does that. You got fucking Chael
Well, look
Sonnen,
at the dude. Do you
Vanderlei
honestly
Silva.
think he's not on steroids just looking at him?
Well, I think a lot of people on steroids in Bellator.
But he's on steroids.
But why can't the UFC just do what Bellator is doing, right?
Yeah.
Cards aren't getting completely blown up because of crazy shit like this. Just go with what Bellator's doing. It's working. The same shit. Or just let everyone do everything. Who cares, right? They're fighting, for God's sakes. It's not like they're playing baseball or they're playing badminton. They're fighting. They're getting inside a cage.
They have the ability to kill each other, and you're saying
just let them do the steroids.
Just let them do steroids. That's your logic.
Why not? It's their bodies. If they want to fuck it up, then let them do it.
Right.
Right?
All right. Okay. According to My MMA News, Nate Diaz says he's a better fighter and a bigger draw than Canelo Alvarez.
Oh, my God. Yeah, does anyone want Nick Diaz to just go away? Like, I mean, just him and Michael Bisping should get on a horse and fucking someone should slap the horse's ass and just let it go. Just let it go into the sunset and just go away. I want to see Nate back in the cage, but I don't give a fuck about Nick Diaz anymore. Do you care about Nick Diaz?
I never care about the Diaz bros, but...
Don't say that. You're going to get lit on fire, for God's sakes.
Well, because you say it.
Of course you care about the Diaz brothers, Jesse.
No.
You love the Diaz brothers.
No.
Nate, yes. Nick, no. That's what I'm going to go with. Nate, yes. Nick, no. Nate, yay.
Yeah.
Nick, no. All right.
All right. Nick Diaz says Canelo Alvarez doesn't match him in terms of fighting and drawing ability. Diaz hasn't competed since January 2015. There's no doubt that many fight fans have been hoping for his return. Diaz is eligible to fight again after running into some issues with the Nevada State Athletic Commission over marijuana use and the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency for whereabouts failures. Still, Diaz has yet to take a bout. Diaz is aware of the crazy boxing versus MMA proposal bouts such as Floyd Mayweather versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. Diaz told TMZ Sports that Alvarez wouldn't be much of a challenge for him and isn't comparable when it comes to drawing proper. This is what he said. Quote, I've never even thought about that, but the guy is moving up to 168 and fighting some no names. Let's be real, Canelo. Moving up to my weight, he ain't gonna win that fight. No way. Come on, man. You're just basically one of them little guys I spar before I fight. I am a professional fighter. I've had over 37 fights. Nothing personal. Motherfucker don't speak English, so he ain't knowing what I'm saying anyway. Y'all getting the money. If y'all gonna make all that money, making billions of dollars or millions of dollars now, I'm a better fighter. I'm a bigger draw.
Go away. Nate. I mean, Nick. Psst. Okay. You did good, kid. Get the fuck out of here.
All right.
Get the fuck out of here. What else we have in the news?
Liz Carmouche believes that she is the only one who deserved the Valentina Shevchenko fight.
Oh, boy.
According to MMA Fighting, Liz Carmouche has a solid rationale on why she and not Joanna Jędrzejczyk or Nico Montana or Sijara Eubanks or anyone else deserved the fight with Valentina Shevchenko for the vacant UFC flyweight title. Carmouche, not Amanda Nunes or anyone else who has fought Shevchenko over the course of the latter's 18-fight mixed martial arts career, owns a stoppage victory over the woman who many considered the uncrowned 125-pound champ. She said, quote, I'm the only one who has ever finished her in MMA, not in Muay Thai or kickboxing. I'm talking MMA. So that would just, you think that would make sense for me to be the one to compete against her. Unfortunately for Carmouche, who defeated Shevchenko via doctor stoppage TKO on a small show in Oklahoma back in 2010. Shevchenko versus Jędrzejczyk is on for UFC 231 in Toronto after a long and drawn-out process, so she won't get the title fight she wants, at least not for now. Carmouche says she understands why the fight between the longtime rivals was made. When I heard I was bummed, Carmouche said, I understand you always want drama leading up to the fight. You want whatever publicity you can get for it. It's more appealing for fans, for media, for everything, so I understand why everyone wants that.
It's so funny. I thought exactly what Drunk Savage said. I forgot this chick was even still in the UFC. It's so fun. I thought the same thing. I'm like, when Carmouche? I'm thinking, when I think Carmouche, I think of Ronda Rousey. You know, that whole thing that happened. And that was it. You know, I don't think anything else of Liz Carmouche. And that was a long time ago. So now Carmouche says she deserves the Valentina Shevchenko fight. And no one cares about Liz Carmouche. The only thing you can say is they were willing to give it to Eubanks, right? If they're willing to give it to Eubanks, why not Liz Carmouche, right? But I don't know. She looks like a vampire here, Jesse. Right?
Yeah.
I've come to suck your Carmouche. I don't know what that means. All right, what else? I'm tired.
According to My MMA News, Dillon Danis says, I am the best grappler in MMA.
Oh, he is. I mean, that's the truth, right?
Dillon Danis believes he's ahead of the pack when it comes to grapplers in mixed martial arts competition. Danis is certainly
Hold on, before you do that.
Yes.
Coco Butt says Carmouche Ronda too. You know what? Why not? Why not? You know, the shit Ronda version. You know, she's old WWE. She comes off those two horrific L's. Do you think Carmouche would beat Ronda now?
Yes. 100%.
I would probably pick Carmouche too. Let me know in the chat, who would you pick, Carmouche or Ronda Rousey in the sequel? If that, I mean, listen, that would never happen. But if Ronda Rousey's like, yeah, I want to come back and get a little bit of a tune-up fight, let me fight Liz Carmouche again and run her over again, and I think Carmouche would win.
I agree.
I would think so. Let me know in the chat what you think. Okay, back to the GOAT.
Danis is certainly one to keep his name in the spotlight. Danis trains at SBG Ireland and has been praised for his jiu-jitsu. Though those opposed to Danis do so because of his brash attitude similar to training partner Conor McGregor. It was enough for Khabib Nurmagomedov to jump into the crowd and charge at Danis following the UFC 229 main event. Dillon Danis marks his territory, recently taking to Instagram to send a message to his future opposition. Here's what he had to say. He posted a picture of himself inside a cage saying, quote, "Cannot wait to fight again and show the world that I am the best grappler in MMA. There isn't even a close second."
Didn't he lose in submission grappling? Didn't he lose?
I don't know. Danis is a member of the Bellator roster. He made his professional mixed martial arts debut against Kyle Walker back in April. Danis submitted Walker in the first round. Danis' second bout hasn't been set, but it appears El Jefe is ready.
Do you think this guy's going to win us over? Like, I can tell some people are jumping on this.
I can see it happening.
You know, like, I had a guy call me up, and no joke, he literally said to me after the McGregor thing happened with Khabib, he calls me up and he goes like, they really should make Danis versus Khabib. Yeah. That's the fight. That's the fight everyone wants to see. And he was completely serious. I'm like, is this guy on fucking crack?
Well, when you think about it, a jiu-jitsu wrestler, I mean, in a fight.
I don't.
You wouldn't want to see that?
I honestly don't see anything with Dillon Danis. Yes, he looked pretty slick on the ground in Bellator, but he fought nobody. Like, he fought a legit nobody. You know, they spoon-fed him a can. So it's like, yeah, they're going to do the right thing. They're going to bring him up, you know, off
he's
of
not
these
just being
no names. But
he's handed this on a silver platter. He's working.
Is he going? He's going to be like Gallagher, you know? I mean, James Gallagher. Look at this kid. You know, he looked great in his first couple of fights, and then he gets smoked, you know? I feel the same fate for Dillon Danis. In fact, I feel it's going to happen sooner than it did with Gallagher. I really do. I feel like someone's going to catch this motherfucker. I really do. Let me know in the chat what you think about Dillon Danis. I kind of hope he's good. Just, it would be funny to watch this guy not lose and just piss everyone off. Mm-hmm. There's nothing I like better, and you know this by me, you know, supporting this man over here. There is nothing I like better than a guy that thinks his shit doesn't stink. I love it. Well, within mixed martial arts. I love it because not only does it bring numbers and ratings, it pisses people off so much. Yeah. People get so mad if someone's like, I'm the greatest. I am God's gift to MMA, like Dillon Danis is doing. And now everyone's fucking losing their mind. They're all like, oh my God, lose already. It makes people so mad. So I kind of hope he does do well. But because he's such a douche, it is tough to root for this guy. He's incredible. He's really amping it up to the next level. Yeah. You know? So we'll see what happens. Let me know in the chat. Does anyone in the chat actually think that Dillon Danis will amount to something special? A yes or no? No. Just to see what's going on in that fat room.
Bro74 says prelims for life if he's lucky. King Your Mother's Ringle says AKA Conor McGregor. Sean Hart says Moss only if they can walk the walk. Mike Hunt says Taco Bell shit stink. Danis versus Chris. Winner gets Jesse says one bad. Yes, Roberto Hernandez says no. King Your Mother's Ring says yes. Greg Odom Blaze says who knows. Best Ever says yes. Now and Later says let's go to the White House. Throw bubble. Drunk Savage says he will be a contender.
What did he say? He wants to throw a bubble at the White House?
I guess.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
I love Now and Later. He's the best.
Coco Buzz is Dillon Danis versus Anderson Silva. Danis is not Connor. LOL. Jesse is adorable, says Kevin Costa. Is adorable.
Adorable.
Want to see Silva versus McGregor, says Best Ever. Real says Evil. Van Shipman says Special. Connor said his pool has never been cleaner. Steve Johnson's laughing in the chat. Vito Garcia says Trump was over here in Houston today. LOL. Jay Smooth says to Real, most ate paint chips with a side of silver water when they were growing up.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of Houston, hold on a second. Give me a second here. I wanna put something up. Derek Lewis. All right, check out Derek Lewis. I'm sure everyone and their mother follows the Black Beast. And if you're not on Instagram, you got to get on it just to follow the Black Beast. So he puts like all these memes over here. The dude, after his last fight, his bulls were hot. He's got 1.4 million followers. The dude is just killing it on IG. Now he's got a whole bunch of swag. He's fighting for a belt. And here he is with his, I don't know if this is his training partner. It's his buddy. I think he does train with this guy. I'm not sure who he is. But they get pulled over. I'm going to play this video real quick. Watch the outcome.
Yeah, so. I didn't recognize you. He's just shaved his beard and we've been giving him shit all morning. I didn't even recognize you. Yeah. We trying to keep his balls cool right now. I don't know if you saw the last fight, but yeah. Do you have your insurance? Yes, sir. Sure do.
He's trying to keep his balls cool. He told the fucking officer.
Is this a good adjust for you, Mr. Yes, sir. Yeah, everything's good to go. Get you a couple warnings right now and get y'all right back on. Thank you, sir.
So, hold on.
What happened, James?
Well, I didn't know we couldn't do that.
So basically, they were going 100 and a 75, right? 100 and a 75. They get pulled over, and the highway cop recognizes Derek Lewis. They say his balls were hot, and he just lets him go. It's the best. It's the best.
So all you have to do is be Derek Lewis.
You just got to be Derek Lewis. You're out of you could just drive as fast as you want, and I think this is a big moment for black people right now, right? Derek Lewis is breaking boundaries.
Think about what you're gonna say before you say it.
Yes. All right. Let me know in the chat what you think about that shit over there. Derek Lewis getting out of it. Well, he didn't get out of a speeding ticket. He was the passenger. But yeah, that's on his Instagram over here. Go follow him. The Beast UFC. What else we got in the news, JBH?
All right. According to BJPenn.com, Chael Sonnen lists the fighters he considers the best heavyweights in MMA history.
The best heavyweights in MMA history, according to Chael Sonnen.
Yeah.
All right. I can't wait to see this.
Last weekend in the main event of Bellator 208, former UFC middleweight and light heavyweight title challenger Chael Sonnen was stopped in the first round by heavyweight legend Fedor Emelianenko. Post-fight, Sonnen was quick to offer praise to Emelianenko. In fact, Sonnen says he considers Fedor the best heavyweight in MMA history, while he also considers Fabricio Verdum and Josh Barnett frontrunners in that debate. He said, quote, "I have it down to 3. My 3 might surprise you, and I actually enjoy this topic. I have Fedor in the conversation, I have Verdum in the conversation, but I am always surprised people don't say Josh Barnett in that conversation. I feel like they weren't watching back in 1999 and 2002 and 2003. So I have those 3 guys. What order do you want to do it? I would probably put Fedor at number 1. I love the debate, but for me, it's down to those 3. Another fighter that is often mentioned when debates about MMA best heavyweight arise is former UFC heavyweight champ Cain Velasquez. While Chael Sonnen considers Velasquez one of the best, he says the former champ's stretch of inactivity rules him out of the debate.
You know what? Listen, Fedor, of course, but Verdum beat Fedor, right? And Verdum had a nice little run over there. You got the whole steroid thing that kind of fucks everything up.
Everybody's on steroids.
But if you just put aside steroids, I mean, it was pretty goddamn impressive what Verdum did.
Yeah.
You got Stipe Miocic holding that winning streak over there, and then gets knocked out quick, and then everyone forgets about Stipe. Well, Stipe! So it's kind of weird how everyone just kind of fell off the Stipe train.
Right.
You know, it's kind of fucked up. The guy was on some run, and then, fuck that guy.
Meh.
Who actually beat Verdum. I mean, you got to put Stipe on that list. I understand Cain Velasquez. The inactivity kind of is something that plagued him, but he is definitely up there for sure. Josh Barnett, I would never put up there on that list. You know, he's a tough dude. He's been around for a long-ass time. But I don't know. I don't know if I put Josh Barnett. He's funny. I don't know if I put Josh Barnett in the list. Let me know in the chat. Who is your GOAT heavyweights? Let us know right now. What else we got in the news, JBH?
All right. According to MMA Mania, Khabib has been presented with the first Russian UFC Champ Cup following his win over McGregor. Khabib Nurmagomedov is quickly becoming one of the most talked about fighters in combat sports today after handily submitting Conor McGregor at UFC 229. The undefeated UFC lightweight champ has seen his notoriety hit an all-time high. No surprise here, there were over 2.4 million eyes watching Khabib's destruction of the Notorious earlier this month in Las Vegas. As a result of his efforts, Khabib has been ushered back home with celebratory arms. Not only did the Eagle receive a hero's welcome when he landed back in Russia, but he was also presented with the first Russian UFC Champion Cup earlier this week, prior to a Russian Premier League soccer match between Anzi Mashlesh and CSKA Moscow in Dagestan.
What was his name?
Before receiving the first Russian UFC Champ Cup, Khabib was driven around the Anzi Arena and to hoist his UFC lightweight belt high and proud.
I shit in cup.
There is a video via Twitter that is found on this link as well. Khabib also performed a ceremonial kick to get the match started.
Let's see this thing.
While Khabib's UFC 229 win was slightly marred by a post-fight brawl with Team McGregor, the Russian champ proved he deserves consideration for greatest lightweight of all time. At the end of the day, Khabib has never lost a round in UFC competition en route to a legendary 27-0 professional record.
Look at me. I'm on God. I'm on God. There's my belt. Yes. The champion. There's no one there. Where is this?
This what?
This is pretty pathetic.
The Anzi Arena.
There's no one there. What the fuck? What is this, a high school football game?
There is. Watch.
All right, hold on. Let's go let it go.
Yeah, they're all on like one side of the arena.
Oh shit. The fuck? Poor guy. Conor loses and he's in Dallas fucking throwing the football around over there, just cracking open his whiskey, blowing Jerry Jones. And poor Khabib. Here's Khabib. What the fuck? What is wrong with this world? Right? Poor Khabib. Oh God. Jesus Christ. All right, what else do we have over here? I can't get it.
This was him doing the initial kick.
There he goes. Here's Khabib running to the field. How does that work? Okay, here he goes. He's running on the field. He's hugging everybody. Wait, is this? It looks like my cousin's kid's football game over here. All right. Is he going to kick it? Let's see. Look at that beautiful starry sky with the lights glimmering. Did something happen? Did I miss it? I guess something did happen. That's a fantastic video. There he goes. This poor guy. He's probably like, what am I doing here? All right. There's Khabib in a backyard football game. What else do we have in the news?
All right. According to MMA Fighting, Daniel Cormier says he could keep his UFC light heavyweight title if he loses to Derek Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
The way Daniel Cormier sees it, no matter what happens, he'll be leaving Madison Square Garden with UFC title next month. Cormier will defend his heavyweight belt against Derek Lewis in the main event of UFC 230 on November 3rd in New York. He is also the current light heavyweight champ, but will be stripped of the title at UFC 232 when John Jones and Alexander Gustafsson meet for the undisputed gold. In Cormier's mind, though, he is only being stripped because he has no current plans to defend the 205-pound belt. If he loses the heavyweight strap to Lewis, that could all change. He said, quote, because if I lose to Derek, then who is to say I don't go, hey, I'm going to defend my light heavyweight title. Now you can't take it. Cormier said this on Friday at the media day at UFC Performance Institute. He followed that along with, maybe that adds a whole other part to the equation. You can't take both of my belts if I lost that one, right? So do I really have that much to lose if I have a second one? Look at it like that. Cormier's current plan is to beat Lewis and then defend the heavyweight title against Brock Lesnar in a major money fight sometime in early 2019. Cormier has stated he plans to retire in March of next year, and Lesnar would be likely to be his final bout. However, if Lewis beats him and becomes heavyweight champ, that would alter Cormier's path. He could go back to 205 pounds and welcome a challenger there.
So he thinks he's keeping this lightweight belt?
If he loses to Derek Lewis, if he loses the heavyweight belt, then he can go to 205 and defend his light heavyweight, and they can't strip him of it.
Is it official that Jones and Gustafsson, I mean, that is an official fight, but is it official that it's going to be for the light heavyweight?
No. So the fight is official, but
they're fighting for a belt.
No, they're fighting. Here's the thing. And this is what he's saying. The only reason Cormier is being stripped of that belt is due to inactivity, right?
Look at this. Light heavyweight title fight.
Right. But if Cormier loses to Lewis and Cormier decides to say, no, I'm going to defend my light heavyweight, then that's no longer for a light heavyweight fight.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
No, he's getting stripped.
No, he's getting stripped right now. He's going to be getting stripped for this fight if he doesn't defend it. It's all due to inactivity. He gets stripped due to inactivity.
What?
And he just said Vito Garcia is not official until the fight starts. So
no, until it starts. Wait, hold on.
So here's what happens. Say Cormier loses to Derek Lewis,
No,
right?
no, until it starts. Once it's starting, he's stripped.
Right. Say Cormier loses to Derek Lewis, okay? That means that now Cormier, he still has his light heavyweight belt. If he decides, you know what, I want to defend my 205-pound title, he could do it. He could defend his light heavyweight title, and if he goes to Dana and says, I want to defend my light heavyweight, that is no longer a light heavyweight title
why
fight.
would they even put this on the website then? Why would they make this?
Because as of now, he's going to be getting stripped unless DC steps up and says, I want to defend my belt. If he doesn't step up and say that, then it's going to be a light heavyweight.
Is this not retarded?
It is retarded, but that's just the way it is.
This doesn't make any sense. Now, I mean, listen, you can't really go by what Dana White says, but he says that, yes, this fight, Jones-Gustafsson, is for the light heavyweight title fight, and then they put it on in writing on UFC.com. Now, I understand when they say that the fight has to start, DC has to step in the cage, against Derek Lewis for it to actually be stripped.
Right.
But I didn't hear Dana White say that this time around.
Subscriber goals.
We do have subscriber goals. Ladies and gentlemen, the first time it goes down, the second time we come back, and now we hit it, 15,100. Let's for the people that hung with us.
What a good way to end the show.
Let's hit the subscriber goals. On a Monday night, this is for the boys. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dragons.
Subscriber goals. Subscriber goals. Subscriber goals. MMA-Holes. Subscriber goals.
MMA-Holes.
Subscriber goals. MMA-Holes. Subscriber
Let the dragons fly, motherfuckers. Yeah.
Subscriber goals.
MMA-Holes.
Subscriber goals.
MMA-Holes.
Subscriber goals. Subscriber goals. The greatest channel on YouTube.
MMA-Holes.
The MMA-Holes.
That's right, motherfuckers. World domination. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We do appreciate it. You are wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Unbelievable stuff. We have 15,100. Thank you so much. Apologies for the technical difficulties with the first half of the show, but if you missed Karyn Wesch, check it out on the first part, the first stream.
Part 1.
Part 1.
This is part deuce.
This is part deuce. Yes, the news is part deuce, and Karyn Wesch is part 1. A fun interview over there. Unfortunately, we had technical difficulties. We're back in action. We'll be back on Wednesday. Tomorrow night is the lottery, Jesse. Yeah. You want to stream?
Maybe. We'll see. We'll let you know if you see a stream scheduled, then we're going to stream.
Everyone pull out your tickets and cocks and vaginas.
We're about to be millionaires.
We're all going to win some money tomorrow night, and we will stream it live, probably from the cell phone. But until then, Jesse, thank you for showing up tonight.
Chris, thank you for showing up tonight.
I appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate it.
I do. By the way, I took such a horrible shit before Karyn came on.
He couldn't go without telling you guys
I had to
that.
take 2 Imodiums. Tonight was a rough one. It was a rough one for me.
But you did
that's why I'm
good.
pale and flush.
He's a champ.
I'm wearing my throwback MMA-Holes show, holding onto the walls, watery bowels. But I do it for you.
Yeah, because he's a champ. This guy.
I am the champ. All right, Jesse, look into their souls and say the magical words.
Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA-Hole.
Human.